Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today it's going to be a little bit different. Um, I was at a local nursery and they had a lot of different varieties of little trees like this. And if you weren't really looking, they would be hard to miss because they were in this massive table, a bunch of them together, a bunch of different types of little trees and plants, and kind of look like just a house plant section. But what this is, they call it if you can see that on the tag, they call it a bonsai starter. And it's in this little 2-inch pot. This is, I can tell just by the way it looks, it's a Ficus benjamina, but they had other varieties of different trees too. But I thought I would talk about how to start a bonsai for, not a whole lot of money. Like this one here, it was $4, $3.99 for the plant. And it's a decent size. I mean, for a starter tree, it's been grown. We'll have to see what the roots look like. I'm going to repot it here in a minute. And then, as far as a cheap way to get into a bonsai pot, these plastic pots look pretty decent, and you can pick these up just for a few dollars each. Another way you can get into a tree is, something like this. It's a little large for this tree, but another way to get started is you can use these. This is just a plastic bowl, but it's shallow enough. It looks decent. The color's decent. And I think this was 50 cents. I drilled a couple holes in the bottom, and it works perfect for a training pot because it keeps it shallow. So it's easy to transfer into a bonsai pot. You can see it's about the same depth as this pot. And another option is this. It's another plastic bowl, but it's got a little bit different shape to it. The sides are a little straighter. But again, the depth is just like a bonsai pot would be. This one is a little bit more because it's thicker plastic, but still, maybe a dollar or less for the pot. I drilled some holes in the bottom of it, and I use these for some training pots for some kind of a small to medium sized trees. But today, I think I'm going to put this guy in this plastic bonsai pot. And then as far as soil, there's different soils. There's some pre-bagged soil that you can buy on Amazon and things like that. And I'll try to put some links in this video of what you could get that would work well for just about any tree, especially, I grow mostly tropical trees. I do grow a lot of ficus, mostly Portulacaria afra, desert rose, things like that. I try some other varieties, but mostly I would say 70-80% of my collection is Portulacaria afra, and then I've got quite a few ficus, and like I said, some other varieties. But um, and you can use just about any bonsai soil or any soil really, as long as it's well draining is what you want. Because these training pots have a lot of drainage holes, so they'll drain well. But with the pot being shallower, it doesn't drain as fast. So you want it free draining. So any soil will do. Like I said, I'll put a link or two down at the bottom of this video of some soils you can try. You can mix your own. I use my own mix, which is, I'm going to go ahead and put some in this pot. I'll kind of speak to it. But the mix that I use is, I'll try to get some out here so you can kind of see it. And this works really well for my climate, my trees. I think it would work well in other climates too. But what I use is expanded shale that I buy in big 20, 30 pound bags, whatever it is. And this is the shale component that looks like little rocks. And then I use some turfus in here, or calcium clay. And then I use some organic material. As you can see, the little barks in here. I sift it out, but I just buy like a landscaper mix from a nursery and just kind of sift out the really fine parts. As far as the mix goes, I would say my soil is about 60, maybe 50% shale, maybe 20, 30% turfus or calcined clay, and then the rest is organic material. But still, you can see that it's still pretty coarse and really free draining. So that's what I use for my lesser expensive mix. I do have a mix of lava, akadama, but it's really expensive to mix. So I kind of moved away from that. I've got some of my big trees. My biggest tree is in this mix that I'm showing you here today. So I think, and they grow really well. I'm in Texas. Summers get really hot outside. I water my trees once a day during the summer, and like I said, the soil does fine for them. So anyway, so you don't have to kind of overthink. I guess it's not a, you can complicate it if you want to, but I think you can make it a lot easier. So, and then as far as tools, you can get, you know, just a cheap pair or cheaper pair of scissors. These are like grape pruning scissors that I ordered. They're a little bit less expensive. Then I also have a more expensive pair. These are made in Japan, very, very sharp, really nice pair. I'll link both of these down below so you can kind of take a look at them, but any sharp pair of scissors will work as you're starting out. Then it's just more, you know, kind of about the feel and things like that if you really like the hobby and want to invest more into your tools. And then a good chopstick, I've really found I was using wooden ones, bamboo, which is fine, they'll work. But I also found these steel ones. And I like how they slide into the soil better and around the roots, so it doesn't tend to tear the roots as bad when you're working the soil. So I picked these up. These are pretty cheap too. I'll link these down below. But so that's kind of a really quick overview. So the basics I would recommend is just a cheap pair of scissors, chopstick, and that's really all you need to get going. Then your next step maybe is a pair of wire cutters, you know, just cheap wire cutters. As you get into wiring trees, if you want to wire your tree into the pot and things like that. And I bought a long pair of tweezers that you can kind of get in and clean out some of the leaves and whatever on your trees, but those aren't necessary. I would say the necessary tools to get started is just some scissors, container, and some soil, and you can really get started. So let's go ahead and get this one out of the pot and get it repotted here. So it just slides right out. Since it's fall, it's middle of October, and the tropical trees are really slowing down, so it's not ideal time to repot these. So I'm not going to do any work to the roots. I'm just going to leave it as is and just kind of set it down in here. But normally you could clean these roots out, and I probably still could do that because I can keep it warm enough to where it'll be healthy, but I just don't want to disturb the tree since it's kind of late in the season. So I'm just going to get it put into a pot here. I think I will maybe tilt it a little bit and then off to the left side just a touch. And then kind of fill some soil in around it to get it in there. And you can just use your chopstick just to kind of nestle that soil in. But since we didn't really mess the roots up and spread them out, you don't really have to worry too much about air pockets because the soil is going to nestle in by itself anyway. Let's get a little bit more on there. Yeah. So really, as far as the tree goes, this one here, granted it's a small tree, but to get started, the tree was $4. Pot, a few dollars. Let's just call it three. Um, and then some soil. This part of the soil here from my home mix that I is probably just a few dollars. So you can almost get this whole thing started because I didn't really have to use any tools. I did use the chopstick just to kind of nestle some of the soil, but you could use your finger just as easy to get going. And this whole setup was probably, $10, 15 at the most. And if you used one of these containers, it would have definitely been well below $10 to get your own bonsai tree started. So I'd encourage you, next time you're in your nursery, or even some grocery stores, just up in the front where they sell plants, just kind of keep an eye out for these little tree starts, and see if you can find something and maybe get your own little inexpensive tree started, but not too bad. I'm not going to do any pruning. Normally you could take out some of the branches, but I'm going to let it get established, and once I start seeing new growth come on, then I will prune. But I may just let this go all winter and then prune it next spring. But we'll just kind of see how it goes, and we'll leave this one like that today. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Just kind of give you some tips that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get started in the bonsai hobby. You can kind of do your own thing with some modified bowls for training pots, plastic. And you can start with the ceramic pots, but then your cost starts going up. But yeah, for a few dollars, you can have a nice little tree. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.